Let me tell you something most people never hear. You're not boring, you're not dull, you're not forgettable, you're just predictable. And that's a huge difference, because boring means there's nothing there. Predictable means people already decided who you are. And once that happens, they stop paying attention. Here's how it usually goes. You're nice, you're reliable, you're always available, you say yes, you agree, you don't rock the boat, people like you, but they don't notice you. They don't lean in when you talk. They don't ask what you think. They don't feel curious around you, not because you lack value, but because your brain already feels familiar to them. And the human brain ignores what feels familiar. Let me explain. Your brain is a sorting machine. It loves labels: safe person, helpful person, quiet person, always there person. Once someone puts you in a box, their brain relaxes. No surprises, no effort, no attention needed. That's when you become invisible. And here's the painful part. Most people think being predictable is a good thing. They think it makes them trustworthy, likable, easy to be around, and yes, it does. But it also makes you easy to overlook, because attention doesn't go to what's safe. It goes to what's slightly unexpected. Think about the people you remember most. They're not always the loudest, or the funniest, or the smartest. They're the ones who surprised you. The quiet person who suddenly spoke up. The agreeable person who calmly disagreed. The reliable person who said, "Not this time." Your brain went, "Wait, what?" That moment matters, because surprise creates presence. Now here's where people get it wrong. They think to stop being boring, they need to become louder, more dramatic, more confident, more aggressive. No, that's not it. You don't need to change who you are. You need to interrupt the pattern. Right now, people can predict you. They know how fast you reply. They know you'll say yes. They know you won't push back. They know you'll explain yourself. So they stop engaging deeply, because there's no tension, no curiosity, no reason to look twice. Let's make this practical. Imagine this. Someone asks you for a favor. You always say yes. This time you say, "I can't today." No long story, no apology speech, just calm. Watch their face, not angry, confused. That confusion is attention. Or this. You're in a conversation. Normally you nod along. This time you say, "I actually see it differently." Soft voice, no fight. Suddenly the room shifts, not because you were rude, but because you broke the pattern. Predictability is comfortable, but comfort kills presence. Now let's talk about why this feels scary. Being predictable feels safe because you know what happens next. People won't be upset, you won't be rejected, no tension. But safety comes with a cost. People stop seeing you as someone with edges, with depth, with weight. They see you as background, and humans don't respect background. They appreciate it, they use it, they rely on it, but they don't feel drawn to it. Here's something important. You don't need to be unpredictable all the time. That's exhausting. You just need to be less obvious, less automatic, less easy to read. Right now, people can finish your sentences. They know your answer before you speak. That's the problem. So let's talk about small shifts. Nothing dramatic, just enough to wake people up. First, slow down your responses. If you answer immediately, every time, it tells people you're always available mentally. Pause just a second or two. That pause changes how your words land. It says, "I'm choosing my response." Second, stop explaining everything. Predictable people explain, unpredictable people state. Instead of, "Sorry, I can't because I've been busy," and say, "I can't today," that's it. Silence does the rest. Third, disagree gently. You don't have to argue, just don't disappear. Say things like, "I don't see it that way," or "That's not my experience." Calm, steady. People respect contrast. Fourth, change one small habit, just one. If you're always early, arrive on time. If you're always quiet, ask one question. If you always help, say no once. Not to be difficult, but to remind people you're a person, not a pattern. Here's the shift that really matters. Stop trying to be easy. Easy to talk to, easy to please, easy to predict, easy is forgettable. Interesting lives in the middle ground. Not chaos, not conflict, just presence. And presence comes from choice. When people don't know exactly how you'll respond, they pay attention. They listen closer. They watch your face. They remember what you said, not because you demanded attention, but because you created curiosity. Let me say this clearly. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You don't need a louder personality. You don't need confidence tricks. You just need to stop running on autopilot. Predictability is autopilot. Awareness is power. And once you see this, you'll start noticing it everywhere. You'll notice how people lean in when you pause before speaking. You'll notice how conversations change when you stop filling every silence. You'll notice how respect grows when you stop over-explaining. Not overnight, but steadily, quietly. People will start asking what you think. They'll check your reaction. They'll treat your words like they matter. Because now they can't predict you. And that's not manipulation, that's presence. Here's the truth most people never learn. Being predictable feels kind, but being intentional earns respect. And respect feels a lot better than being liked and ignored. So don't try to change everything. Pick one moment this week, just one, where you normally act automatically and choose differently. Pause, say less, hold your ground, break the pattern, watch what happens. You're not boring, you never were. You were just too easy to read, and now they're final. Let's ground this in real life, because this isn't theory. This shows up every day. Think about texting. If you reply instantly every time, people stop valuing the exchange. Not because they don't like you, but because there's no mystery. Try this instead. Read the message, smile, put the phone down, reply later with intention. Nothing dramatic, just not automatic. You'll notice something shift, the conversation slows down, they engage more. Now let's talk about conversations in person. Picture a meeting, or a family gathering, or a group of friends. You usually listen, you nod, you agree. This time, do one small thing. Ask a thoughtful question. Something like, why do you think that? Or what made you come to that conclusion? You didn't dominate the room, you didn't interrupt, but suddenly people look at you, because curiosity signals depth. Here's another one. Someone asks you how you're doing. You usually say, good, busy, predictable. Try this instead. Say, honestly, I've been rethinking a few things. Then stop. Let the silence work. You just opened a door without spilling everything. That's intrigue. Or think about favors. You're the reliable one, the helper. Next time someone asks, check in with yourself first. If the answer is no, say no. Not with guilt, not with excuses. Just, I can't this time. People might be surprised. That surprise is healthy. It teaches others that your yes means something. Here's one more. Disagreements. Normally, you either stay quiet or soften everything. Try this. Stay calm. Lower your voice. Say, I don't agree, but I get why you'd think that. No attack, no apology. That balance changes how people see you. Because confidence doesn't shout, it stands still. Here's the pattern in all of this. You're not becoming unpredictable by being random. You're becoming unpredictable by being intentional. You stop reacting, you start choosing, and that choice creates presence. So here's how you close this chapter. This week, look for 3 moments. One text, one conversation, one request. In each moment, don't do what you usually do. Do what feels calm and honest instead. That's it. No performance, no personality change, just awareness. Because the moment people can't fully predict you, they start paying attention. And when people pay attention, they start seeing you. You were never boring. You were just running on repeat. Now you're awake, and that changes everything.